Duff McKagan co-hosting this morning. The band Loaded in town tomorrow night at the Gramercy Theater. Your manager also manages ZZ Top. They're going on the road with Aerosmith. It's going to be a fine tour.
Yes, it will be. Yeah, we played with ZZ Top last night, the Loaded group. Yeah, they're you know, if you go back to, I did this myself a year ago. I was taking bass lessons. I was really into learning more about my craft of playing bass. Obviously in Loaded I play guitar, but and I went back to those first two ZZ Top records. And any young bass player that really wants to get the roots of blues and shuffle blues should listen to those two records and just play to those rhythm section wise.
It's great advice.
Billy Gibbons, not a bad guitar player.
Yeah, I was, you know, you grew up in Seattle and then made your way down to Los Angeles. You know, you think Seattle, you think such a great music scene as well.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering what kind of brought you to Los Angeles and you know, were you part of that music scene that kind of developed in Seattle?
Yeah, I was. There's actually a book that just came out. I think it's Grunge is Dead, right? And it, I haven't read the book yet. Surprising that I haven't read that book. I did an interview, and I guess I'm in the book, but it gives the chronological order of what happened. I was around when the first wave of punk rock hit, and like I said, Last of 8 Kids. So I grew up to all my older brothers and sisters' music, which was great. It was early ZZ Top, Led Zeppelin, Sly and the Family Stone, Jimi Hendrix, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. But all of a sudden punk rock hit, and there was something I could call my own. So I started playing in punk rock bands, forming bands, and sometimes I'd play in 3 bands at once, playing drums in one, and guitar in another, bass in yet another. But about 1980, early 83, heroin hit that town pretty hard. Recession of the early 80s hit that town really hard. Boeing was just about done. Boeing was the only industry in Seattle at that point. So really, the clubs closed down. Drugs came in and really just decimated the musicianship in that town. So I was 19 years old. It was either get out, and a lot of my friends said, "You got to leave. You're the one guy who's gonna make something of himself music-wise." So I left, and you know, a few years later, that town took off. You know, and I remember seeing. I knew the guys at Soundgarden, and a lot of those guys. Of course, Mother Love Bone, Andy Wood was a really good friend of mine. Yeah, I saw Soundgarden in '88 or '89 down at the Country Club in L.A.
Wow.
I was like, damn it!
You're going to play in a few seconds, right?
Sure.
You're the band. Let's play something off the record. Let's play something off the new Loaded CD. This song's called Sleaze Factory. Do you want to tell us anything about this song?
Get your panties.
We actually have some panties, that new merch item, and on the front it says, what does it say?
Sleaze Factory.
It says Sleaze Factory on the front.
This is merch you can buy at the show.
Yes, it is, and they're really pretty cool. And on the back it says Loaded, and the song is about. What's another term for this? Sport
intercourse.
Sport intercourse.
See, he's editing himself on the radio. I'm so proud of him.
I'm going to have to get an explanation off the air for what sport intercourse is.
And yeah, and somebody's intercourse kept me up last night.
Yeah, you were in a hotel room and some noisy person above you, right?
Female, yeah. I don't think
and
it was.
You still came and did the show this morning.
I did, and it was okay if it would have been like a prolonged sort of thing, but it was like spurts that happened for 20 seconds, and then it'd go away. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. Then it would happen again, I don't know, 15 minutes later, for 20 seconds. So I don't know actually how that...
What was going on exactly up there?
God.
Yeah, then your head starts going, okay, well, so what's she doing that every 20 minutes?
By herself?
15 seconds? You should buy yourself. I did. I was going through that whole thing.
Yeah, it was on demand. But anyway, Duff McKagan in the studio.
It was on demand.
The new band Loaded. Duff McKagan's Loaded. Tomorrow night at the Gramercy Theater. Let's play another track from the record. This is called Sleaze Factory. 1019 RXP.